Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations. Much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. It's your brother High in the Posh coming at you with another lesson. And this lesson is going to be entitled, The Ultimate Test is the Rejection of the MOTB. The ultimate test is the rejection of the MOTB, and that's coming soon. Okay, and I'm going to go into some videos, and we're going to get some scriptures, all right? Because this is what the enemy is doing and in front of your faces, and a lot of people don't know what's going on.
President Trump is also taking a victory lap today, signing into law the first ever major federal cryptocurrency legislation. It was passed by the House yesterday and the Senate earlier this week with broad bipartisan support. The so-called Genius Act has been a key priority for the president, once a crypto skeptic who now bills himself as the most pro-crypto commander-in-chief in history and whose family business is building an expanding cryptocurrency empire, even launching a meme coin earlier this year. This bill regulates just one specific kind of digital currency called stable coins, aimed at making them more accessible and more mainstream. Here's what Trump said earlier today when he was signing that bill into law.
This is really a big day. This afternoon, we take a giant step to cement American dominance of global finance and crypto technology as we sign the landmark Genius Act into law.
We want to get right to ABC's senior White House correspondent, Selena Wang, and Coinage host and financial reporter, Zach Guzman. Welcome into you both. And Selena, why has the Genius Act been such a key legislative priority of the president's? I mean, at one point, there was this question as to whether or not it would even get a vote in the House. It had this procedural stall. And President Trump, as he's done before, got on the phone and worked on holdouts. Why does he care so much about this?
Yeah, Jay, you know the president's strategy very well when it comes to members of Congress. But look, this is something that President Trump had campaigned on. He was once a crypto skeptic. Then he vowed to make America the crypto capital of the world. And on the trail, he had also pushed Congress to take action when it comes to this. And you can see there in the room, the president was surrounded by a lot of top crypto executives. This is a huge win for the cryptocurrency industry. What this does is essentially it creates this regulatory framework for stable coins.
So there we go. Everything that we've been saying for the longest time, the elders have definitely been saying it with the algorithms and things of that nature. Esau is coming with regulations for all cryptocurrency. Okay, we told you it was coming. The crypto community has been speaking about it, and it's here now because cryptocurrency was meant to be something that was unregulated by the government. But now they're coming in for that. And ultimately, what they're doing is they're creating their own digital currency. And this digital currency eventually is going to be put on a microchip. And it's going to be implanted into every individual that is not of the elect. Okay, so this is what's coming. All right, this is all gradualism, what we're seeing here. All right, because this stable coin is nothing but the CBDC in disguise. It's the same playbook as the Federal Reserve, where they changed the name. Right, the Federal Reserve was at first called the Aldrich Bill, and then I believe it was Wahlberg said, "Nah, we can't call it that because the people will be against it if you attach your name to it." So it was then changed to the Federal Reserve. So this devil is very, very, very crafty, man. He's very crafty. Let's look up this word crafty. This is Job 5:12. It says, "He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands could not perform their enterprise." Esau is a very crafty individual, and this is all craft, on the left hand side. So let's go to this word crafty. Irawum, which really, it says subtle, shrewd, crafty, sly, sensible. Crafty, shrewd, sensible, prudent. Okay, so it's like another way of saying subtle, right? So this is what Esau is. He moves in a very intelligent, under the radar way, but now he's being found out. The scripture says, he could not hide himself. Okay, this is Job 5:13. Now it says, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. So all of their counsels that they're doing to bring this about, this MOTB about, ultimately it's gonna fail, because Yahweh Shai is gonna come to take this kingdom down, and those nuclear missiles will be launched off and destroy America. So they're never gonna get to fill their belly when it comes to this plan, but they're going to get the majority of the planet Earth to take this mark. Okay, they're going to deceive them into taking it. This is Revelation 13 and verse 11. It says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and did speak, and he spake as a dragon. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. Right? So the miracles is dealing with his technology. So he's putting up every, deception, everything. He's putting out everything he can to make this seem like a good thing. All the benefits he's giving you. He's not giving you any of the negative effects. Okay, this is how Esau is presenting this thing. And when they have a debate about something that they like on these news channels, which, all these news hosts are actors, right? When they have a debate on those news channels, right, they'll have one person that disagrees, and maybe they'll have two or three other people that agree with their agenda. And, so that it seems like, it's they're giving a balanced view, but that person is set up to lose the debate and ultimately yield to the other three that have the talking points that are for their agenda. And that's all psychological warfare, which gives you the illusion of choice, which you don't have a choice, because this is coming in whether you like it or not. Okay. It says, Revelations 13 and 14, it says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. That's going into the Roman Empire. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So this is going to be at the threat of death, okay, to reject these things. But the elect is going to reject it nonetheless. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So you're not going to be able to buy and sell unless you have that mark, which is that micro C hip, which you go into the word, we go into it all the time, it's charagma. Okay, and it's not something spiritual, it's something physical. Let's go into it again. Right? Charagma, a stamp, an imprinted mark, a mark stamped on the forehead or the hand, right? It says the mark branded upon horses. This is physical. Okay, the thing carved, right? Because when you brand something, it's carving into your flesh, right? It says the carved sculpture, graven work, right? So that's something that has to be carved into your flesh. Okay, it's not something that's only on the outside surface or spiritual. This is something literally carved into your flesh. Right? The Hebrew equivalent would be kwai kwai, but then there's another one. I can't remember the name of it, but there's another one as well. And both of them are physical, okay? That you can use for this. Now, when you go to the root is karax, which is a pale or a stake or a palisade, right? Let's look up a palisade, and you're gonna see that it's the same shape as the device that they use to put in the MOTB. I want the object. I don't know if I could object, not the car, an object. Right. So this is a palisade. What you see here, these are palisades right here. Okay, you see the shape of it? Now let's take a look at the device to put in the human what do you call that? Injection or what do you call that? Needle? I guess it would be called a needle, but it's not really a needle. I'll type in injection. Okay, so this, when you look at this is in the shape of a palisade. Look at the bottom. This is a palisade right here. So the Heavenly Father, right? Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai did not use that word, allow that word to be used for no reason. It's spiritual. And those that have the light can see it. Okay? But those that don't have the light or that sold out, they won't be pushing this fact. This is the palisade right here. And this is what is going to insert the MOTB, which is this device right here. Okay? This device right here is the MOTB. This is it. Okay? And everyone is going to be forced to take this. And it doesn't matter what shape it comes. Oh, it could be a shape of a teardrop. It doesn't matter. This is what is going to be used. And this is the device that's going to be used. Okay? It's going to be this technology. All right? And it's coming. All right? They're setting up everything for it to come. The AI system, everything to be interconnected. All right? That's so that they could bring in this MOTB. Okay? When you go to 2 Thessalonians, Esau is trying to be like the Most High. That's his goal. And he wants to watch everything. He wants to be able to surveil everything. You know? And ultimately have the people in complete captivity, you know, forever. But that's not going to happen. All right? This is 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 4. It says, matter of fact, I'll start at verse 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed. The man of sin is Esau Edom, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, shewing himself that he is the Most High. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things? And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And the mystery of iniquity was there, really started with the Greeks. And the Romans continued it because those were all Edomites. But now, you know, we're in the time where he's about to be taken out of the way by the Almighty through his son Yahweh Shai. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. So everything that he's doing is of the left-hand side. These miracles, this technology is of Satan. It's of the left-hand side. With all power and signs and lying wonders. And with all deceivableness. So he's coming with all deception. Okay? He's coming with every deception he can throw. He's throwing it. Okay? And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Okay, so they're coming with all angles with this. Oh, you know, you won't lose your wallet. You'll have all your IDs in one place, and you know you'll never lose your children. And by the way, we could tell if you're gonna get a heart attack in 5 years from then, and and all these different things, and that's all deception, because you can't tell anything. The most I could make you have a heart attack at any time, or he can stop you from having a heart attack. So they could never predict something like that. Let's play this.
For decades, America's healthcare networks have been overdue for a high-tech upgrade, and that's what we're doing. The existing systems are often slow, costly, and incompatible with one another. But with today's announcement, we take a major step to bring healthcare into the digital age, something that is absolutely vital. You got to do it.
And by the way, Trump is not doing this because he came up with this plan. No, he's doing this because of what he's being told to do. He's not but a control puppet of the elites. All right. So he's doing what he's supposed to do. Okay. They're digitalizing everything because that's what they need in order to use this mark of the BEAST system.
Moving from clipboards and fax machines into a new era of convenience, profitability, and speed, and frankly, better health for people. Under the leadership of Administrator Oz, we're officially launching the CMS Digital Health Tech ecosystem.
And don't forget what Oz did. Don't forget Oz was promoting this. Okay. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let's type in this, see if we can find something on that, because supposedly they wiped that off from the internet. Let's see if we can find the experiment. Dr. Oz probably. I don't know if I can watch this. No, I can't watch this. But it's on FB. You see it right there that he promoted. Let's see. Oh my. But they wiped that from the internet from Dr. Oz heart valves. Tiny device charted heart valves. No. See, they took that. They took that. But you can see it here on FB. It's on FB right here. Okay. It's on FB right here. Look at it. Dr. Oz promotes the RFID microchip. See? But this was wiped from YouTube. You can't find this in YouTube no more. Why is that? Why do you think that is? Yeah, because they don't want you to tie that together. They don't want you to put two and two together. Let's see if I can find it here, but probably not. Probably not. Yeah, only from brothers. Right? Oh, well, look. Oh, you got one here. You got one here right here. Okay. Let's play this.
The latest breakthroughs. Turns out one of the biggest discoveries is actually this tiny. See how small that is? This little chip may be the next big thing, and it sounds like it's right from a sci-fi movie, but people all over the world are implanting these into their wrists. So I asked my producer, Dean, to find out more about this cutting-edge technology and what it could mean for your health.
Whether it's our smartphones, our watches, our fitness trackers, or our Bluetooth headphones, it's clear that technology is not just part of our lives, it's running them.
It's how we buy things, watch things, how we date, stay safe, even how we travel.
Paul? Cool. We're so attracted to our devices that they're basically becoming a part of our bodies. But what if they really could become a part of our bodies? Well, guess what? They can. Meet the RFID microchip.
This tiny chip, which can be implanted into your wrist, yes, I did say wrist, uses short-range radio frequency identification, similar to the tech used to track your pets or your phone.
So, as you can see, he's promoting it here. Okay, this is a promotion. All right, he's promoting it and showing you that this is the direction that they're going, and this is why Trump put him as, you know, the over health. Okay, they're coming with it, man. They're coming with it. All right, and hey, man, this is that cruel Lord, man. I truly believe this is that cruel Lord.
System to give healthcare providers, insurers, and software companies the tools they need to empower Americans with a 21st century experience on health.
And here, okay, this was the end of that, but here is he was rebuking Canada for their slow health system, slow healthcare system, because they do have it is very, very slow. Excuse me. It's free, but it's super slow, man. You could be waiting in the ER for 7 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours. Okay, it's very, very slow. Don't worry, Esau is coming with the solution. The red man is coming with the solution, man.
We want competition. You will have the finest health care plan there is. She wants to go to a single-payer plan, which would be a disaster, somewhat similar to Canada. And if you ever notice, the Canadians, when they need a big operation, when something happens, they come into the United States in many cases because their system is so slow. It's catastrophic in certain ways.
So so what's the solution? What's the solution? To have these systems, these AI systems control it. These Oracle, what's that called? He's gonna go into it here. Oracle and Cerner, right? Which Oracle bought Cerner, right? They acquired Cerner, and what's it gonna do? It's gonna speed up everything. And this is why Larry Ellison is on his team, and he was pushing for the whole planet Earth to get on board with basically a one database for all health systems around the world. This is what they're trying to do. They're doing it in front of your face, and only the ones that are watching can see. Okay, let's listen to this.
Together, Cerner and Oracle have all the technology required to build a revolutionary new health management information system in the cloud. That system will deliver much better information to healthcare professionals. Better information will fundamentally transform healthcare.
So that's it. So they were looking for better information. They're looking for things to be more smooth. They're looking, this is what they're promoting to you, right? And ultimately, they're not showing you the end goal of it all. That's the thing. Esau didn't show you the end goal. The serpent didn't show Eve the end goal. The serpent told Eve, "Thou shalt not surely die," but he didn't explain that she would have diabetes in the end. She would be here a single mother, struggling to make ends meet. He didn't show her that part. Okay, because remember, in the garden they didn't even have to work. All right, now you're all stressed out, man. You see? So Esau's going down this path, and we're documenting it through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Let's play this last video on my.
Once we gene sequence that cancer tumor, you can then vaccinate the person.
No.
Design a vaccine for.
Oh no. Okay, we ain't listening to all that, bro. It's too much of that word. But he's going into the what they can do with this technology. All right, point blank, period. And I thought Robert F. Kennedy was against the vax, the mRNA and all that. Listen, man, this is all theater, man. This is all theater to play with the minds of you people. So, Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect, and I'll say shalom.